Hello Aquarius, and welcome to Soul Sundays. Aquarius, it's a quick 3-card spread, one for your mind, body and soul for your week ahead. So let's get started. Universe and angels, messages and guides, my higher self, I call upon you now to give me a clear and accurate reading for the sign of Aquarius. Please show me what they need to hear and what they want to hear for their week ahead. Can I please have 3 cards, one for their mind, body and soul. All right, so let's have a look, Aqua. What do we have coming up for you this week? How did you survive your week of love? There was lots of love that was coming through. For some of you, I feel like it was about leveling up in that area. And the reason why I say that is because I know I focused a lot on Jupiter. The cards are wanting to come out. I just want one card, please. One card. There it is. The cards are very focused on... the reading was very focused on Jupiter, and the reason for that is because it's quite an intense change and shift. But this week, there's some massive stuff happening in the signs. Oh my goodness, I can't even speak. In the skies again. So the first thing is that we've got Chiron, the planet of the wounded healer, that's been retrograde, going direct. It goes direct on the 12th of the 12th. What's significant about that is that it's all about releasing and letting go something that happened to you on the 16th or the 17th of January, depending on where you're located in the world. Now, whatever happened for you then during that partial lunar eclipse in Capricorn is going to be significant because you've been healing from it ever since, okay? You've been trying to release and let go and move forward. And this is the week for you to finally do that. You need to trust the messages that are coming from within about whatever it is you're still hanging on to that no longer serves you, be that a person, a place, or a thing. Now, what's interesting is that Gemini, your sister sign, has a full moon on the 12th of the 12th at the same time. So equally, when we have this planet of the wounded healer finally going direct and causing us to have a breakthrough of everything that we've been through and actually see things clearly and heal whatever it is that's been holding us back for the last 6 months, it's also about actually forward movement, momentum. Mercury is the ruler of Gemini, and Mercury is the messenger planet, right? It brings messages, particularly all about curiosity, joy, enthusiasm. It's also has a lot of wit and sarcasm that goes with it, so you could be tapping into that energy this week. But this also comes through, this full moon comes through on the 12th. What's interesting is that it aligns up with the conjunction of Venus, Saturn and Pluto in Capricorn. So it means basically that if there's anything that you haven't let go that no longer serves you, then this is an important message for you to do that, okay? I'm going to take both of these cards because I feel like they're both messages for you. It's important to release and let go because in doing that, that's when you'll step into your true self. I'm not going to lie, it's going to be a bit of a challenging week. You're going to have a lot of push and pull going back this week. That's the best way I can kind of explain it to you. That's what they're showing me, like a seesaw up and down. You know, one of those old school seesaws where one kid was on the other side and the other. That's what they're showing me. It's going to be a bit of push and pull like that. Up, down, left, right. You're not having your wits about you. And the reason for that is because this energy, it's so intense, you know, that wounded healer going forward, you finally being able to exhale and go, you know what, whatever happened to me on that July 16th to 17th period this year, it no longer serves me. I'm releasing and letting go because you're closing out that cycle with the full moon in Gemini, right? Equally at the same time though, the 12th of the 12th is significant for many spiritual advisors, healers, Reiki masters, astrologers, astronomers for 2 reasons. Because it's believed to be the portal or the gateway of enlightenment, okay? Now bear with me, this may not be the message for you, but it's important that I get it out. For those that consider themselves woke, male or female, spiritually conscious, someone that's connected to higher elevations of consciousness, 5D, 6D, 7D, you get the point, then this message is for you. The ideology is that we'll be receiving light codes that will be transferred into matter to activate our levels of ascension, right? To increase our frequency. Now, if you're anything like me, if you're an empath, if you're connected to the spiritual world in any which way, you would have already been feeling this, okay? You would have already been feeling quite lethargic, wanting to withdraw, wanting to pull back, wanting to go within, just not wanting to deal with people other than the people that are in your inner circle, okay? Your eating patterns could have changed. You could have gone from just like not wanting to eat at all and quite nauseous to craving a lot of sugar, not sleeping well, as I mentioned, hot or cold, sweats, that kind of thing. And that's because your body's preparing yourself for this energy that's coming through. It's quite intense. If you don't hold that belief, then it's back to what I was saying before about that astrology. Let's bring it to the science. The astrology of Gemini and the full moon in Mercury going conjunct Venus, Saturn and Pluto, and asking us to release and let go of anything that no longer serves us. Relationships, family members, friends, workplaces even, but particularly this bad boy, our ego. Now, I tell you what, this is still the spiritual lesson I'm learning because, transferring from an egocentric day job of selling and being in a sales position to doing healing work and reading tarot on YouTube is not an easy thing to do. And it could mean many things for you, okay? The ego, or the collapse of ego, this is the Tower card in traditional tarot. It could speak about moving, maybe someone's moving with you, moving in. It speaks about our foundations. It could speak about leaving a workplace, as I've mentioned to you before. It could speak about leaving a person or finally breaking down any system or structure that no longer serves you, okay? It's typically a card that represents unexpected events, but it's not always negative. I want to read it to you from the book. It says, the ego shakes you out of your slumber of illusion and denial to liberate your soul. You have or are about to experience an abrupt awakening. It is time to breathe life into your dreams. What you built in the past is being systematically dismantled so you can choose a path more aligned with the present you. For a lot of you, that's relationships, marriages, divorces. You've gone through that separation and it needed to happen because you're no longer the person you were when you got connected, many moons ago. And I say that with a pun, right? Many moons ago, full moon. No? Okay, we move on. What you built in the past is being systematically dismantled, so you can choose a path more aligned with the present you. You have not done anything wrong. You are not being punished. Contrary to what people may say, you could not have known this would happen. You have grown, and the old you is no longer needed. What did I just say? This is a turning point in your life. Beautiful. And how do you help that? Well, your physical message for this week is about trusting your inner authority. I want you to dig deep into connecting with your higher self. If you have a meditation practice and these spiritual beliefs that I've been talking about, these ideologies about gateways of light coming through, it's really important that you meditate as much as you can, particularly on the 12th. Okay, that full moon comes in on the 12th of the 12th for those in the northern hemisphere, in the US and the UK. For those in the southern, in Australia, South Africa, India, it'll be more around 3:12, 2:12, 4:12, but it's actually on the minute of 12. I'm not even joking, you can Google it. So it's important that if you want to get the messages about what it is that you need to release and let go, if you're not clear on it, that you trust your inner authority, okay? Your physical body will thank you for it when you listen to the messages it's trying to give you. Interestingly enough, your spiritual message for this week is all about perception and consistency, and I wanted the two to come out together. The reason being is because often the way we perceive things isn't actually the truth, right? We have expectations on ourselves, on others, on who we want to be, what we want to create and bring into the world. And the perception this week, this perception card this week has come up to really ask you to question those things. Who is it that you want to be in this world? Who is it that you want to create? What kind of father, parent do you want to be? What kind of friend, what kind of lover, mother? You get the picture, right? For you, if this message is ringing true, then it ties in beautifully because it's asking you to perceive things as they are, not as you want them to be, okay? To see the reality, the truth of what's in front of you. And for others, it's more about actually letting things go so you can consistently start rebuilding and working towards your goal. The card of consistency speaks about everything has its natural cycle. You've got the moon and the sun and the fact that there's harvest, all the different 4 seasons. It's asking you to remember that no matter where you're at right now, the wheels will turn, okay? If you're having a really challenging time, if it has been a challenging 6 months, I want you to know that the sun's here to bring in light and you're coming out of the darkness. If you're in light right now, then you may be moving into a path of darkness with this card here, the collapse of the ego, and either needing to move out or end a relationship or connection. And that is never easy, even if it's the right decision to make. just want you to know that you won't be in the darkness for too long. Okay. All right, my loves, that was your reading for this week. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please hit the like button. It helps the channel more than you know, and I'll be back with you next week. Take care.